Today we're going to be talking about a family business as a legacy and a way for a founder and her goodwill to live on with the next generation. I'm with Kaela Hammerstrom Combs, who has been involved with Blessings in a Backpack since the age of 15, when her mom first had the idea for Blessings after noticing a hungry child at an elementary school. Kaela says being involved in Blessings has allowed her to stay closer to her mom, who passed away in 2010. Currently, Kaela serves as the Louisville chapter's coordinator, assisting with managing food orders and delivery, program management, and special projects. Thank you for being with me, Kaela.
Thank you for having me.
So first, what is Blessings in a Backpack, and why did your mother, Missy Hammerstrom, create this organization?
Blessings in a Backpack is a program that fills bags of food, of non-perishable food items for children on Fridays to fill the void of the meals that they don't receive at school on Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh, that's lovely. So how has this organization been a way to continue your mother's legacy?
Instead of asking the question of who should be responsible for these children, she asked the question of how can I help these children? And that is how we've continued to operate ever since. Blessings is built on volunteers and from donor support. We have been able to continue to grow because of that and keeping the root of the mission, which is how do we feed these children?
So how are you honoring her memory through your work with Blessings in a Backpack and carrying on her vision for the nonprofit?
So much of what Blessings does is about education and not just about educating children on how to, in somewhat of a way, provide for themselves, but also educating the communities where Blessings serves. So oftentimes people don't know that there are hungry children in their own neighborhood. I mean, myself, when my mom came home and said that there were children that needed food for the weekend, I at 15 had no idea that there were hungry children in Louisville, Kentucky. That's not something that you see. And 20 years ago, it was not at the forefront of conversations as it is now, which is something truly inspiring. And I think that because of organizations like Blessings in a Backpack, that is at the forefront of the majority of conversations regarding children in today's society, which is the only way we can ever change and continue to grow and to hopefully one day fill that void completely.
So can you tell us a little bit about some of the hurdles you and your mother had to overcome in growing Blessings in a Backpack that maybe other family business leaders could learn from?
Absolutely. My mom didn't take no for an answer. To be honest, not many people told my mom no. When I tell people I'm Missy's daughter, they immediately smile and are filled with joys and have such heartwarming stories of her. And if somebody reached out to my mom for help, she helped them no matter what help they needed. One of the issues with Blessings was finding people to support Blessings. She got the idea. She came home, she filled bags, and my dad drove the bags around to churches and schools and really anybody who was willing to take them. The struggle in 2005 to 2008, 2010 was that childhood hunger was a very taboo thing that was discussed. It was very embarrassing and really the root of why Blessings in a Backpack came to be. It was meant to be able to distribute the food in a discreet way so that the children could take pride in what they were getting, but also not the shame of needing the help. You still feel the shame that some people have regarding childhood hunger, and you can often see it in the schools. The kindergarten through third grade, they're so excited and they tell you about how they took their food and they helped feed their younger siblings or they helped feed their older siblings. But as you get to the fourth and fifth graders, there is a shame and there is an embarrassment of needing help. Finding people that were willing to help was one problem, but also finding people that were willing to admit that they needed the help was the other. Jefferson County in Louisville, Kentucky alone has almost 90,000 children on free and reduced lunch programs. Throughout the United States, it's in the millions.
And that's what kind of limits the growth, even though there's a need.
The thing that I believe truly limits the growth is that people don't feel as though it's their responsibility. These children have parents. These children have teachers. These children have grandparents, siblings that should be taking care of them, that should carry that responsibility. But these children did nothing to be born into these situations. How can we help them? How can we help the youth of today become better leaders of tomorrow?
So who did you end up having the most success with, if you can, in educating them? Was it schools
It was
or?
with, yes, with the schools. Anytime somebody questions what we're doing with Blessings in a Backpack, I ask them to come and pack bags with me on Friday morning at Englehart Elementary on First Street in downtown Louisville, where we serve over 300 children, and 100% of that school is on free and reduced lunch programs. That means every child in that school receives Blessings in a Backpack every weekend. And they hug you, they get excited. And it's important for these children to also know that there are people outside of their schools and outside of their families that care about them, that want them to do well, that want to see them do better. The University of Louisville is an incredible partner with Blessings in a Backpack. They send their athletes throughout the school year, and the kids look forward to it. The children know their names. The athletes know the children's names, and they feel seen in a way, and from people that they probably haven't had outside of their immediate family in their schools. So it's so much more than just about the food.
So how have lessons from your mother further inspired your mission and your resilience through all of this?
She was from a working class family. She worked at a law firm. She was the marketing director for a law firm. She was very, she was a well-established businesswoman. My mom didn't graduate from high school. She knew what it was like to not have everything you needed, but never let that limit her in what she was able to accomplish. And I have taken that and just continued to strive. My brother and I both have. My brother is a teacher in a school. We both honor our mom in the way of continuing on to help the youth of the next generation. And instead of asking the question of who should, it's why can't I?
So how do you balance honoring your mother's memory while also evolving and adapting Blessings in a Backpack to meet the changing needs of the communities you serve?
The way people traditionally donated has changed tremendously. I mean, you can have a subscription on your phone that, you donate once a month. Things like that weren't, you aren't writing checks anymore. Everything's set up through cards and Apple Pay. And so it's become so much easier, but it's also become a much more saturated, I guess, network. There's a need for so many things. I mean, we have animals, we have nature, there's a need for education across the board on so many facets. How is it that we are different and kind of set us apart? And one of the things that was really impactful in the beginning was showing the difference in the test scores of the schools that we were serving, and the improvement in behavior in the children when they weren't worried where their next meal was going to come from on Friday afternoon, or on Monday, they weren't coming in exhausted and unable to pay attention because they hadn't had a meal since Friday. The test scores and the behavior in the schools is truly what I think almost sent Blessings on an unexpected trajectory, if you will, because there's proof that this works, and there's proof that there's a need.
I have to ask you, what plans you have in the future?
My hope is that one day childhood hunger is a distant memory, and that people are able to understand that you don't have to be a part of a giant corporation to be a contributor to Blessings, that you can impact a child for $150 a year. That feeds a single child in a year. That's $12.50 a month. That's skipping your weekly Starbucks or Chick-fil-A one day. We have created amazing partnerships with different organizations such as Cisco, which is one of our biggest distributors, and Champion Foods, who has truly recreated shelf stable, healthy food for children. I mean, they have yogurt that is shelf stable, that does not need to be refrigerated. They have created different cheeses that are non-dairy, because since we are distributed in the schools, we have to adhere to health and dietary restrictions, which means we need to be gluten-free. We preferably need to be dairy-free. We also need to not have any peanuts. There's different things that we have to adhere to. And because of these amazing partnerships that we have created with Sysco and Champion Foods, we're able to do that. And we're able to do that at a much better rate than you going to Kroger or a grocery store and buying a weekend's worth of food.
What advice do you have for other next generation family businesses or family businesses looking to create such an amazing legacy like you've done, and the business your mom created is just absolutely amazing?
I always tell people Blessings is where it is because of the volunteers that have gotten it here today. She's been gone for almost 15 years now. She probably knew exactly what she was doing, and she knew that other people would answer the call and see the need and continue to do the work that she had started.
This is amazing. So if one of our viewers wants more information, where can they find it?
You can check it out at the Louisville chapter, blessingsinAbackpack.com or blessingsinAbackpack.org. But yes, I mean, and there are different opportunities to set up packing events with your corporations and organizations, which is always fantastic. We come to you, we set up everything, and then you get to pick a school in your neighborhood that you can support, which is really fantastic. There's also different packing events throughout the year at different schools, which is really something that we lost so much in COVID. And it's so incredible to be back in the schools. I mean, to see the children's faces, they're excited. We're excited. Everyone's excited. It's often intense leaving those things because you see children with holes in their clothes, and sometimes they're a little dirty, and sometimes they don't have shoes that fit. And the resource teachers in the schools do a tremendous job, but you have to show up.
So I'm Kim Eddleston with FamilyBusiness.org. And again, this was Kaela Hammerstrom Combs from Blessings in a Backpack. Thank you for being with me, Kaela.
Thank you.